Oh, there are so many yummy vegetarian options out there. You could try like lentil soup, veggie burgers, tofu stir fry. The possibilities are endless. So just think about that for a second. A job that was legal yesterday might be a crime today. This one sentence, it really just cuts right to the bone of what we're talking about today. Imagine the work you do every single day, the skills you've spent your whole career building, suddenly, poof, it's a crime. And you get zero warning. This isn't some far-fetched hypothetical. For a lot of professionals in China, this is a very real, very scary risk. All right, let's get into it.
Okay, so how does this actually happen? Well, it starts out as just another Tuesday. You're doing your job. Maybe you're a market analyst, right? You're digging into public data, nothing secret, just stuff about real estate trends or local debt. You put together a report for a client, something you've probably done 100 times before. And then everything just stops. You're detained. No explanation. And before you know it, you're being accused of spying. Your entire life just got turned upside down.
So yeah, a crime without warning. That's exactly what it is. And before we dig into the nuts and bolts of the law itself, we really need to understand what this means for the people caught in the middle. Let's talk about the human cost.
And the consequences, they're just devastating. We're talking about being detained, maybe forever, with your family getting absolutely no answers. Your career, it's over, just like that. Even if you get out, you're slapped with this label, a political risk, which basically means good luck ever finding a decent job again. Think about that. Your entire professional life wiped out just for doing your job.
So the big question is, how did we get here? How did normal everyday business activities suddenly become so dangerous? To figure that out, we have to look at the law that changed everything, the 2023 update to China's anti-spy law. Okay, this is where you can really see the whole game change. Look at the difference. The old law from 2014 was pretty specific. It was about stealing state secrets for foreign intelligence. You kind of knew where the line was. But in 2023, whoa. It's now about getting any documents, data, or materials, anything related to national security and interests. That is a massive, massive change. And that brings us to the key phrase, national security and interests. So what does that even mean? Well, that's the whole point. Nobody knows. It's deliberately vague. The state basically gets to decide what it means for the state. And, get this, they can decide after you've already done something. So something you did that was totally fine on Monday could be declared a crime on Friday. It's a blank check.
And because that definition is so fuzzy, it means that suddenly a whole bunch of perfectly ordinary jobs are now state secrets in waiting. These are professions that are totally normal, even crucial, everywhere else in the world.
Just look at this list. Market research, competitor analysis, checking out a supply chain. This is literally the bread and butter of modern business. It's how companies make smart decisions. It's how economies work. But now, in this new legal environment, every single one of these tasks could be twisted into an act of spying. And here's the part that really trips people up. You might think, okay, as long as I only use public information, I'm safe, right? Nope. It doesn't matter where the data came from. The key is the act of putting it all together and giving it to someone the state considers a foreign entity. If they decide that act touches on national interests, whatever that means today, that's all it takes. You're in trouble. And listen, this isn't just some theory we're talking about. This is real. In 2023, it actually happened. Foreign consulting firms got raided. We're talking offices searched, computers taken, and local employees detained. All for doing the exact kind of routine analysis we've just been talking about.
So naturally, you're probably thinking, okay, but you can fight this in court, right? You get your day in court? Well, that's where it gets even scarier. Once your case gets that national security label slapped on it, it's a whole different ballgame. The simple answer seems to be, no, you can't really win.
The second that national security label hits your file, it's like your case is pulled off the regular tracks and put onto a secret, parallel one. And on this track, all the normal rules of justice, they just don't apply anymore. Let's just look at the difference here, side by side. In a normal case, you get to see the evidence. Your investigation is transparent. You get a lawyer. But in a national security case, the investigation is secret. The evidence against you? Oh, that's a state secret too, so you can't see it. Your lawyer? Access might be super restricted. I mean, how are you supposed to defend yourself against secret evidence you're not even allowed to look at? The system's basically designed to be impossible to fight.
So what you end up with is a system where there's just no real way to fight back. You can't argue your case, you can't challenge the charges in any meaningful way. It's not a legal battle, it's a foregone conclusion. And what does that lead to? People just shut up. They stay silent to stay safe. And this kind of fear, this constant uncertainty, it has a name. It's called a chilling effect. It's like a wave of cold that spreads out and touches everything, not just the people directly involved, but the whole of society. And you start to see this culture of better safe than sorry take over. People just start censoring themselves. They stop writing about certain topics. Smart, talented people start avoiding jobs in data analysis or for foreign companies. It's just not worth the risk. You even start to get this feeling of distrust among colleagues. Is this conversation safe? Is that report too risky? It changes everything. And of course, all of this has a real economic price tag. Foreign companies start thinking, you know what, this is too risky, and they start pulling out. The best local talent decides to go into safer industries. And innovation? Well, innovation dies without open information. The whole economy starts to feel the freeze. And this might be the most profound change of all. People stop asking, what does the law say? Because the law is too vague to be a guide. The new question, the one you have to ask to survive, is what does the political atmosphere feel like today? You're not following rules anymore. You're trying to read the weather. It's a total breakdown of the rule of law. So, this all leads to a huge final question. If this law causes so much damage, so much fear and economic pain, what is it really for? Is it really just about catching spies? Or is there something else going on here?
The argument presented in the sources is that this law isn't just a tool. It's more like a Swiss Army knife for the state. It's a versatile card they can play whenever they want, for whatever reason they want, with zero accountability. Need to put pressure on a foreign company? Play the card. Need a scapegoat for an economic problem? Play the card. Its vagueness is its power.
And this quote just nails it. The real terror of this law isn't that it's strict, it's that it's a moving target. It's uncertain, it's retroactive, and it's unchallengeable. You can't follow the rules if you don't know what they are, and they can change after you've already broken them. That's what creates this quiet hell for so many people.
So we're left with this really fundamental question. I mean, think about it. If the rules are secret, if they can be applied backwards, if you can be punished today for something that was perfectly fine yesterday, then what does the word law even mean anymore?